put your brain to sleep. He ain't talking because his fucking mouth is closed.
So, maybe I should open it.
Oh, don't kill me, please. I tell you everything. God is loot, loot. I'm young. I don't wanna die.
Boss, got his loot.
Oh my god, idiot. Fuck, I surrendered by idiots.
Hey, kid. Sorry about that.
Hello and welcome. We are getting ourselves into another jam-packed day of LOOT.BET games. I am Dan Chan, and joining me once again is Sermon.
Hello.
Hello indeed. And we're starting things off with what could be an exciting matchup in Izako Boars taking on the Copenhagen Flames. Both of these teams, well, all the games for today, in fact, going to be elimination games, all of them with 1 to 2 records, fighting to stay in this Swiss system. So a lot on the line, backs against the wall. We'll see what these teams can produce.
Absolutely right. And, well, what can we really say about these two teams? I mean, we got the Copenhagen Flames, seen them for a while now with Cillian Nodios, Nikodos, Jabi or Yabi, and Madi. Are they using a stand-in at this point? I actually should have looked at that.
Yeah, they're using a stand-in at the moment with Modi.
There you go. Yeah,
Mhm.
Madi. Okay. So yeah, I guess that puts Copenhagen Flames in quite a bit of a disadvantage then.
Oh yeah.
So
But the Izako Boars are also using a stand-in in Bialy, so.
Oh, there he is. He was all the way at the end. Didn't notice him. So yeah, a couple of stand-ins here today. But let's say that Bialy is maybe a person that we may actually already know from maybe some little event called the Major back in the day, Katowice 2014. Won that. Of course, degraded a little bit over the years, but he's still kicking around. He's still playing. Doesn't want to change his roles. These are the two rosters we'll be going up today, of course, updated to the stand-in players. And yeah, what are the outstanding players here? Obviously, Bialy's there, but he's a stand-in, so his impact will maybe reduced somewhat. Nodios for Copenhagen Flames, I would say.
Yeah, he's been pretty strong. In the game against Movistar Riders a few days ago, Cillian was really packing up frags as well, so maybe he might be a one to watch alongside him. On the Izako Boars side of things, you've got to be looking at Stomp with that AWP. He's been very up and down with the weapon, but generally, when he gets going on it, he's looking in fine form. So it'll be exciting to see what he can produce on that big cannon, and certainly would help the Izako Boars to be able to get some of those juicy entry kills for this team.
Yeah, definitely. But on which maps then will they have to do all of this on? Where will he have to get those entries?
Well, I think we'll be about to find out in a couple short moments. But I just want to say as well, so winner,
Yeah.
they'll stay alive in the tournament. There's plenty of other teams that we covered yesterday who'll be itching to take on some of these teams, and we've got there's the Endpoint CEX, Anonymo, and Navi Junior are already waiting for some of these teams in that final round. So there's a lot of tough matchups that could be coming up. Just want to point that out. So if you can, even if you win this game, you're not out the woods yet. You still got another matchup to play through. And here are the maps for us to delve into: Mirage, Nuke, and then Vertigo. With Izako Boars picking the first map of Mirage. These
Expected.
maps, yeah, these maps are kind of what you might expect from these teams, but I think both these teams have been very up and down just in general on sort of across the board, and especially on these maps. So I think it might depend a lot on who shows up today, especially with the factor of a stand-in for both of these teams as well.
Exactly. And how is that going to impact things on sort of more tactical maps like Vertigo and Nuke, for example? On Mirage, surely you can just wing it most of the time, but we'll see how they can duke it out on those more vertical maps, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, well, both teams did do have a completely different permaban, so that goes out the window. So we can go straight to like the strongest map here. Izako Boars 100% win rate on the Mirage, and well, if we
Yeah,
have a look
not
at
many
what
games
kind of
though.
not many games, but it was against a pretty okay competition. I mean, Wisla
Okay.
Krakow, Nordevent, it was okay.
Yeah.
But
Well, to be
the
fair,
wins were kind of stomps though. In like
yeah,
this sort of meta where every match goes like all the way, all the distance. They're closing it out in 16-8, 16-10, 16-11, etc. It's
yeah.
never overtime. It's always it's never close.
And to be fair, with the Krakow, or Wisla Krakow, as I think it's probably pronounced properly, actually ESEA Premier team, so that's a nice pickup from them to be able to take down a Prem team.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But
So yeah, we'll be going into Mirage first.
yeah, I'm excited to see how Modi does here. Obviously, stepping in sort of last minute here after Manx was benched from the Copenhagen Flames roster, because they did play with Manx for a lot of this tournament already.
Mm-hmm.
So there must have been something going just sort of pivotally wrong, crucially wrong inside that team for them to sort of bench mid-tournaments here, because I think they're playing in a couple other tournaments as well at the moment. So certainly, whether having Modi here as a stand-in is actually might be better in the short term as well as the long term, as they search for a new fifth. We'll have to wait and see. But
Oh man,
often
he got
having a
let go of
stand-in
on
will.
Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
Oh man, that was. May the bench be with you.
Always, no, please don't always. We need players to stay in the game. But yeah,
It's
let's
nice
have
to
a
see
look at
Modi
the.
again. I feel like he's been around for a while.
Yeah, definitely has. So yeah, going into the knife round. Oh boy. Yo, Krakow is the city of the machete.
I believe you just
That
brought that
gives
one
that
out.
gives that gives the Polacks a little bit of edge in the knife rounds, Dan. This is important tactical information. Color commentary, Dan.
This is not what I had in mind.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
I'll adjust. I'll change it up. I'll stop with the sort of factoids, and I lie. That's gonna keep happening, Dan. But you know what else is gonna keep happening? Pistol rounds at the beginning of games. It's gonna be the Copenhagen Flames starting on the CT side. Armor across the board. They got those Kevlar vests going. As only gonna be Tau to forego that. Oh no, and Shuhi as well. No, there you go. Curse them. Tao's going to be on utility duty for the Izako Boars, and, well, a single smoke and a single flash. Where can they really take this one? Toward B should be the answer, but top middle also has some presence. Ooh! That was a swift headshot onto Nikodos.
Very clean and a very nice opening. That stomp, you might be getting fired up early on in this game. Yabi just going to have to back away. He's had a couple tough games on Mirage, actually, I've seen from the Copenhagen Flames. Has Yabi struggled sometimes on this B-site defense. See if he can pop up some frags now. That's a nice opening from him. But needs to stay alive as Shane still mooching about, and with Stomp looking to flank in towards mid. There's a bit of a duel going on here. Shane needs to do the work, and Yabi's going to shut him down, leaving Stomp all on his lonesome. E2 Fiddy in mid on a flank, but it's a 1 versus 3, and they're going to be watching for him at this point. They know that he got that kill top mid already. They know that he might be trying to have a mooch in towards jungle and round the back. Modi's watching for it. And with only 30 HP, he's probably dead very quickly. And there you go. Copenhagen Flames. Nice round, despite Izako Boars finding the opening kill.
And an excellent start. Going to be picking up the M4 and FAMAS and MP9. While, of course, the Izako Boars on the force with the Deagles and singular scout on Stomp. Splitting up between middle and ramp, so looking like it's going to be an A split in the long run. So These CTs better go in here and try and take middle control and maybe prevent the push toward connector. There you go. The initial frag does come in. Shuhi goes down. And that kind of puts a damper on the terrorist plans there, Dan. It's they were planning to go forward. Now they're a little bit more sheepish, a little bit more cold-footed, if you will.
Actually, was covering the Izako Boars game the other day. Was informed that it's actually Siyuhi.
Siyuhi.
Yeah, Siyuhi.
Okay.
If that's
I've
wrong,
heard it mispronounced so many times. I just don't
Yeah.
know which one is the mispronounced part. But yeah, Siyuhi is
yeah,
good.
that's what I was told. I'm rolling with it. So if it's wrong, blame me partly, but also blame the people who told me. But they've probably faded into the darkness of the web. Izako Boars just being cut down here, taking a lot of damage, struggling to really get in towards this A site that's where they want to push.
Stack, dude.
Yeah, they have dropped a smoke towards jungle, but Cillian can still just shoot through it. Bams down, and Shane, okay, somehow gets two there. They line up for him towards CT a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a nice double, something out the round for the Izako Boars. It's a little bit of damage.
But
Players
they
still
did
survive the flames.
fully invest into it though, so
Yeah, obviously you get
gonna
full
be-
eco now, but
it's gonna be a big fat eco for the Izako Boars. As well, what's Nikoto's got in terms of weaponry? I wonder. I don't see anything on the floor. Is he just rolling with a USP into this one? Well,
fair
I'll be.
enough. I mean, makes sense in a lot of regards, considering there's no armor, only other pistols on
No
the
helmets,
Izako
yeah.
Boars side. So you can just one-shot the enemies, and especially without the armor, you're pretty good at body shotting as well, either way with the USP. Not going to
So
be...
that's saving for the AWP then, right?
Most likely, yeah. Although Modi has been clapped. Shane's just removed him from the server. Another deagle shot from him.
They're so far forward here already on A.
Oh,
They
dear.
already lost the defense player, so this is starting to get dangerous, but not really. I mean, they have a presence in CT that they can't simply smoke off. The counter flash is coming through, and, well, this flank onto connector could be dangerous. No Dios, you better turn around now, buddy. But he doesn't. He downs the bomb and keeps going forward. Meanwhile, the flank keeps going on. But Tao, you took your sweet time. He's expected at that point. And what started to look scary definitely did result in like 2 kills, but that's about it. And Copenhagen Flames going to be licking their wounds and going into the next, where their economy is not really that perturbed by these 2 kills that happened in, well, these 4 kills that happened in the last 2 rounds altogether. Their economy is really, really strong.
Yeah, well, I mean, Norios can't buy up, but the rest of the team could go for a pretty decent rebuy in the next round if needed.
And you always have that one guy that just has an MP9 anyway, so.
Not even sure if you'll be able to get an MP9. What, $1,500 for him?
Oh well, Deagle's king anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, mid-control again for the Izako Boars side as they're preparing for another A-split. This time with full weaponry though. Stomp gets his AWP, as Nikodos gets his. And the push from Ramp and Palace is sort of continuing. The connector area in danger as well. Shane and Druid finding both their own kills. That wasn't Druid, whatever.
The alley.
Yeah.
It's
Ooh,
looking
and Modi with
good.
a nice double.
Modi, though, yeah, 2 quick kills for him have brought this back into a winnable round for the Copenhagen Flames. So Biali's going to be lurking over towards Murder Hole, and they know now the Izako Boars that this has to be a hit-through ticket, and with 20 seconds on the clock, nice nade onto Stomp, does decent damage, but he's still kicking. Oh, come on, just... Oh, it's just... the utility is paying. A nice shot through Stomp, but leaves him on 1 HP. There's just no way of winning this round now for the Copenhagen Flames. They missed the smoke, they missed the molly. It's all just collapsed for them. It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. But yeah, no, this is not an ideal situation to be in, Dan. Copenhagen Flames, they lose a round, and let's see if their economy is as strong as I was bigging them up to be. Definitely, as you said, 4 players will be able to get buys, and there's no Dios again on the USP? Say it. Oh no, it was Nikoto's before. No, he's got an M4. He's all good. It's just the utility that's pretty rubbish, but they certainly still have enough.
2
And
smokes, a few flashbangs.
yeah, this B push, it's not gonna get stopped by any Molotovs, and they're gonna have to start calling in for backup quite soon. He's still jump spotting here, Yabi, and well, once he spots them out, the smoke, I don't think it even hits apartments, it hits the floor, and he's just gonna try and make space and delay, but how do you delay against Yuki pushing against you? There you go, he hides behind the back pillar. Still though, he does the swing and falls with no defense left on the B-bomb site. It looks like the Copenhagen Flames are deciding, hey, we can just save into the next round and use that money for utility and basically have a goodbye. It's a bit of an eco with extra steps, but, you know, the Izako Boars, they didn't have a guaranteed win on that rush to the B site, so that's what they were playing for here, and it didn't happen then.
If Yabi was able to put up a kill or two, they'd probably go for that one for Flames, but with Nodios tagged down and Yabi just falling, nothing really collected from him. Yeah, it makes sense to go for the save in this one. Because obviously you'll be full eco next round.
Yeah, but now you can just use that money on utility, and you're good.
I mean, you could even just save anyway. Just roll with what you've got, and then just have the full buy the next potentially. 2,400 coming in, that'll be 4,400, 4,300 for the players. You could get a full buy with that. They're going to go for your decision though. Either one works.
Players always make the least patient play, so it's general principle to work with. Unless you got mega mines like, I don't know, an Astralis or something.
Ooh.
Heavy aggression toward top middle. These terrorists were trying to make some space happen, but, you know, the spam from Connector, it's not answered. It's pretty dangerous to shoot like that through the smoke, but it works out. And the T's, they're set aback a little bit, but they're going to be reaggressing as soon as Tau gets from the underground toward the bottom of the middle area. And then they can resume the plan from there. It looks like the plan is going to be still the A-bomb site. Only 2 players there for now, but I'm sure that's going to be changing in the near future. Certainly before they can take Connector.
Nikodos still has that AWP, and he's actually rotating over towards A site with it, which could be a bit of an inspired call here. If Izako Boars do decide to push forwards in towards this A site, but a little bit of uncertainty. Stomp's going to wrap around, and it looks like they might actually split in towards the B site instead. So 2 players here to defend on B. Let's see what they can produce. It's going to be Yabi with Nodios now in assistance. Over by short. Yabi only has the Deagle. Remember that.
Oh, but he's up close. He's the one that's most likely to just get mollied out of the round, but he's also the one who's most likely to get a 3K. So let's see how this one pans out. Stomp was holding his angle briefly, but they keep on pushing. Yabi's dead, as is Nodios, leaving it all down to Cillian to hold on to this B-bomb site. And actually, not that many kills exchanged there on that B take, leaving them in a 3 versus 2 scenario with Copenhagen Flames seemingly going for it, like half-heartedly, trying to see if they can get entry, and there you go. Nikotos finds Stomp. It's all down to Madi here to get it. There he does. Bialy down, all down to Shane, as he's hiding on the back side with the no-scope. Nikotos gets it done. The retake, the 2v3. It's successful, Dan.
Wow, I mean, fair play. That last shot was nice, but they'd already got themselves into a 2-on-1 in that situation. So, very nice work. It works out for them as they find themselves 409 Izako Boars at the tie game. And they'll get themselves a rebuy. Yabi, I'm assuming there's a rifle on the floor for him. I'm hoping there's a rifle on the floor for him. Maybe just an SMG or something, but yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't have just an SMG, or USP rather. Yeah, M4 for Yabi. Plenty of weapon, plenty of utility for the Copenhagen Flames, but so do the Izako Boars. They have a lot. They still have a little smidge of reserve cash as well. I don't think it'd be enough for a full rebuy.
No, it just means that the oncoming half buy is going to be half decent, giving them a bit of a chance in the round, of course. But nothing that spectacular. Look at this, a box standard A execute coming in. No one really on middle. They've given up on taking mid for now. Just going to be the straight up A execute, and 2 players to receive. A third joining the fray as Nodios is rotating into the CT area. 2 players are going to be waiting there now as the T's could just stroll on into this bomb site. No potential of getting kills. I say that, but okay. Over the ticket booth, Madi did find the slight gap in the smoke, apparently, as the kill was swiftly exchanged, and now a 4 versus 4.
Nice kill from Bialy. He's really stepping up, but Tau is now the one to try and stand his ground in the site. Nico will take him down. Leaving it in a 2-on-2, but Asilian, look how much damage he's taken. The smoke from the nade blocks Stomp's vision, but as it starts to fade, Nico Dos is there, and they don't even know where Shane is either. They know where the AWP is, but with 20 HP in the smoke, there's no way. Shane's just going to spray through that one and remove Asilian from the round, and that's going to be 3 on the board for the Izako Boars. Just a clean hit, clean execute, coming in through towards that A site, does everything it needs to do.
Yeah. Like there was
Nothing
the initial
fancy.
kill from like ticket booth, and then they swiftly trade that, and then once the retake hits, well, they hold it back. So the after plant positions were good, but let's see what happens in this one as Palace is being pushed by a pistol and the MP9. As Madi is swiftly taken away. That was the Deagle player, and Cillian also falls with a 2-man advantage here. Looks like a foregone conclusion. Copenhagen Flames, even with this force buy, they're not going to be able to do anything. Just a few sort of, kills that will happen, but won't have that much effect on the whole game at large. Although, there you go, they've almost forgot the bomb. Can't forget that. Old faithful C4 explosive has to get planted on that B bomb site with no CTs really present. So they won't be going for, any kind of kills as they enter the bomb site. It is just going to be exit kills that we're going to have to look forward to here. As Izako Boars will definitely get their 4th round, and, well, after not the best of starts in the world, it will even out the score and probably sort of keep their win streak going. Their full buy rounds seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, looking good, obviously. Pistols, for the most part, in this round from Copenhagen Flames. Not really much resistance mounted. You got gunned down in the palace. Now that's where Nodios and Yabi just try and save these 2 pistols. They do recover the MP9 off Yabi's body, or, well, for Yabi, rather. And 4-4 scoreline. Izako Boars. This is their map pick, and they are starting to show that after a bit of a shaky start. But obviously, as I mentioned as well pre-game, this game could just swing one way or another based off who's standing and who sort of just the sort of standard sort of structure works better.
Yeah, the team structure is definitely going to be suffering here a little bit for both of the teams, but hey, it's a bit of a even sort of disadvantage in that sense.
Yeah, Izako Boars have had Bialy in for a little bit longer as a stand-in. Played a decent chunk of games with him, but still, I'm not sure if they're really practicing or anything like that team, or if he's just more turning up. So that's a interesting one to look at. But for sure, for Copenhagen Flames, if Mori just sort of turns up and the team sort of gets firing on all cylinders, that might just be enough for them here, even on Mirage.
Ooh. Mid control's so strong. But the CTs, they're trying to fight for it as well. Some nice kills can definitely transpire here, but the initial doesn't go their way, and the second neither. Tau gets them. And Stomp also gets the one that was boosted on top of the box. That was the big sort of attempt at a kill, right? The boost on top of that box. Not really expected most of the time. But yeah, the sort of eco round does not work out. No kills really. We'll just be going in with the Izako Boars economy booning even further.
Yeah, look at how much cash. Pretty much everybody's at that 7k sort of marker. They've got enough for a couple rounds going forward. Maybe even 3, potentially, in terms of the rounds. But for now, they don't even need to really delve into that economy. They're still on a winning streak. They're taking the lead in the game. And Copenhagen Flames, although they get the full buy here, look how little utility they have. 2 smokes, a few flashbangs. Yabi has to make do with a FAMAS as well. They do have the ult for Nico, DOS, but... well, his supporting mid has just been absolutely ransacked of life there. Nobody else just clapped instantly by the one and only.
You hate to see it. And that's going to be giving Izako Boars a one-man advantage, with Copenhagen Flames trying to play a little bit more aggressively there, Muddy. Just seeing if there's anything going on toward ramp, but doesn't want to overcommit. He's going to be the guy that calls in for backup if the A hit comes in, but oh no, he takes the peek, and that's been giving his position away. The Palace player might just pounce on him at this point. He's careful. He's looking at ramp still. He doesn't run away, and Shane's going to be, well, he's going to be punishing that as the push comes in. With only 3 Copenhagen Flames players to hold, I think they just give this one up and give Izako Boars a 6th, with 5 players yet again surviving. Sure, they can still lose a couple of players, but most of them are going to survive for sure. And that's going to be giving their economy a nice little boost. Not that they needed it.
This is looking good for the Izako Boars. Maybe 6. It's going to be an increasing lead. Although Copenhagen Flames save a few guns from this, including that AWP and a couple M4s. Is that really going to matter in the next round with Izako sort of being able to exploit all of these openings that they have been able to? That kill towards mid, they just roll it into that A take, catch out, I think it was Moddy in the A site trying to get away.
Yeah.
It's looking super sick for them, and right now Copenhagen Flames just aren't putting up any sort of resistance that you'd be thinking, okay, there's still a chance if they can pick up a couple rounds here and get Izako Boars' economy down, they might have a chance, but no, it's just... you feel like something massive has to change here. Maybe double orbs could help, but that's a lot of cash investment. It's a high-risk sort of scenario where if it doesn't work, you're just in an even worse position to where you were before because you invested so much in it. Have to wait and see. For now, they are just going to rebuy up with M4s by the looks of things in this round and just try and roll as much of a round together as you can, but 5 CT side won't be enough. They need to be getting up towards 7 or 8 rounds here on the CT side, Copenhagen Flames, I fear. Just to have a chance on that T side.
Yeah, they definitely do, yes. But Izako Boars, I mean, we did sort of predict them to be winning this very first map. So I think they're off to a good start. Hopefully they can repeat this kind of a performance on the CT side. And even if they manage to get the pistol round, that'll just seal the deal, won't it? We will be going on to Nuke after this. That was the pick of Copenhagen Flames. It's going to be a pretty even matchup. We'll see if, you know, the past wins that they've gotten on it are the same caliber as the Izako Boars side. Maybe there's a bit of discrepancy there, but either way, they look about evenly matched on there. And for now, we're going to be here in apartments with a couple of players there just holding for a push, and then 2 players on top middle with ramp area sort of given away, and that's the only place where the push is actually going to be maybe coming through. The Copenhagen Flames side really playing an aggressive position toward that.
No mid control at all here from Copenhagen Flames. Sermon, they're just allowing Izako to walk up. I mean, they've got Nico Boss at least holding from ticket with the AWP, and he gets a kill onto Siyuhi, but I mean, that's a lot of ground given up. Izako Boars, they have their choice of site now, and they're going to push in towards the B site rather promptly because, well, why wouldn't you? You've got the crunch on these players. You've got them trapped in. Can cut off the rotations at this point as well. And 30 seconds, they need to start pushing, though. And the rotations are now coming in. Nikodos has been able to get through towards Market, and is starting to create a bit of presence, and they don't expect Yabi on the balcony. It's all falling apart for the Izako Boars. He had so much space early on, but it's all crumbled, and maybe, just maybe, Copenhagen Flames know what they're doing on this CT side, but they're going to have to try and materialize it into something more than just a one-off round at this point. Nikodos gets the opening shot, but is that really enough?
God damn, man. This is the only way that Yabi's position works, right, on that balcony. If the one player that was on site sort of, draws a lot of attention away from him, and also the rotate players come in, and at that point, the terrorists really have to start looking just exclusively toward Kitchen for any kind of danger. And that's when Yabi's position can really pounce. And, well, getting the initial kill on middle all the way from the A site also helps, right? So you don't necessarily need to take mid control. You can just sort of wait for those kinds of executes. And Izako Boars, they capitulate against that kind of a setup, where this time they won't be going for middle at all. Of course, just the straight up execute coming in, but Madi's put a bit of a wrench in the works. Not checked on the very obvious angle. It's a common setup with the smoke and the player pushed up, but it is going to be a trade in the end. CT is not going to be too happy about that, but at least now they know, they have the info, and if Izako Boars actually execute here, instead of waiting for an extra 20 seconds to wait for the CTs to redisperse themselves, this might get spicy, but yeah, they do see the barrel there on triple, so they could definitely potentially molly him out. But they don't, yeah, they have 2 mollies, they could have actually done that. And it's a man advantage now. They're still looking for this triple player. Nikodos, ooh, KZ's away. B-Hop servers coming in here as he spots out yet another player. This is the slowest take I've ever seen here, and Izako Boars, they're falling apart. As slow as the take is going on. They even fake running away for a second.
How low Shane is on HP. Towers have been spotted pushing forwards. It's double up setup for Copenhagen Flames there, and they're just watching their angles. Nice shot from Yabi. That drops the bomb so far forward, and there's just no way Shane can win this round now unless Copenhagen Flames give him a little bit to work with. But with Nodios able to step into the shoes that Yabi left there, it is going to be another round for the Copenhagen Flames, 6-6. That's consecutive rounds now for the Danish side. And I said that they did need to get sort of 8 or 9. Or rather 7 or 8, I think I said initially, to have even a chance on that second half, because they don't traditionally have very good T sides. Maybe that'll change with Modi stepping into the lineup as a stand-in, but yeah, you need to be finding a little bit more. There's still time though for the Copenhagen Flames. We'll see what they can produce, and maybe they can sway me. So far, the rounds at Izako Boars have been winning up and clean. The ones at the Copenhagen Flames have been a little bit messy.
But also just down to Izako Boars' mistakes. Ooh, no mistakes here though. A double entry. Tao and Suhi rather. Getting the site, leaving only 3 CTs left alive, and this is going to be a straight up save onto the B side. I'm afraid Copenhagen Flames, as much as we've been giving them chances, they don't make this one work. The A defense way too weak, and those 2 initial frags are all that's required.
Nice round from Izako Boars. Not really having to do much, but they get it done. I like that Copenhagen Flames do go for the save here. They're not going to risk it all. I'll keep those 2 orbs alive, which have been... The secondary up for Yabi has been looking a little bit better, has been improving this Copenhagen defense a little bit more. Yabi's been able to get some more frags going his way. Nico actually doing pretty decent in terms of stats as well. With that primary.
Certainly is.
He has been finding them some openings, which is nice. You always like to see that from an AWPer.
Yeah, Shane with 3 though.
Yeah.
That's a good stat for just one player, especially since we're only in the 14th round. Copenhagen saves, lol. It's true, but it's the smartest move. If you forego a bomb site, you kind of have to save. So yeah, Izako Boars is going to be hitting well, not necessarily the B bomb side. It looks like they're going to be pivoting off of this into an A split once again. Top middle, not really contested, but they're going to be putting 3 players there anyway, Dan, just to get control of it. And then the execute can commence toward the A bomb site most likely, but we'll see what they have in mind. For now, just a very slow one. With none of the CTs going aggressive, it hasn't been working out for them stupendously. As, yeah, maybe the sniper there, Nikodos, should just head on over to the ticket booth and start looking at connectors, start looking at catwalk,
Yeah.
because those places are really exposed, and he's covered in palace as well as ramp, so really nothing to be that worried about.
40 seconds on the clock. Smoke towards mid-window allows the Izako Boars to push a little bit deeper. Nico Doss drops off the ticket, and that's probably saved his life because Stomp is now watching it with his reverse AWP. And Sermon, can he find the shot? No, is the very quick answer. Stomp gives us, and he takes down Nico Doss, and that's a big piece of this A defense falling. Modi manages one from the balcony with a FAMAS, but they're still clearing out these closer angles. Asilian needs to start fragging out, and he gets 2, but Stomp's gonna drop down, and somehow that wasn't a no-scope. Must have been the quickest quick-scope of his life, Yabby. USP will do the job, and it's all up towards Bialy just to try and stay alive, but he can't do that, as Copenhagen Flames do tie things up. A nice double kill from Asilian over towards Sandwich. Brings a bit of life to that round from the Copenhagen Flames, and as well, Modi getting that one from the balcony, even though it's a 1-for-1 trade, keeps the round close. It allows Asilian to even things up with his 2K, and then just not enough time for the Izako Boars to get that plant down. Yabby's able to deny it.
And the take was off to such a great start as well, but yeah, props to Asilian for getting that double, getting them back in the game. And then, of course, for the USP kill onto the planter. So 7-7 scoreline, all tied up. I think both teams are going to be pretty happy with this one. Izako Boars maybe less so, but I expect them to be better than Copenhagen Flames on the CT side anyway. So it's time for them to prove that in the next round, I suppose. But for now, we're going to be seeing this very final round of the half, and we still have the double op set up on Yabi and Nikodos. And we got Stomp, of course, on the AWP for the Izako Boars side. Utility, not looking that strong. Just one flash, just one Molotov and a couple of flashes left for the Copenhagen Flames. As the Polacks, well, they can still execute with 3 mollies, a smoke, and a couple flash. So let's see if they can do this from the A ramp area. They're ready to pounce. The Palace player should be joining the fray soon. And Nikodos, he finds 2 targets and couldn't click on either of them.
At least Modi's able to refrag that out, but again, only 1-for-1 for him. Asilian this time. He can't put up numbers. He's taken down by Siyuhi, and well, the defense starts faltering. Yabby, does he try and bang through the boxes? He sees a foot there as they go for the plant. Can't land a shot, though. Not sure if that was just the X-ray a little bit deceiving, but it didn't look like he could see the foot. Now Stomp is watching, and Stomp is trying to find the frag, but with a 2-on-4, this is looking undoable by Copenhagen Flames, and they're going to have to try and go for it. Last round of the half, no reason to be saving, but a nice kill from Nodios.
Oh.
It's not going to matter, as he and his teammate are both taken very quickly out of action. So it is 8-7, Izako Boars, just with that slim lead heading into the second half. Nico Doss. Oh, just couldn't pick a target. Just couldn't pick a target as the smoke faded. Ended up shooting right down the middle.
It's a very difficult thing that I think CS players just don't actually practice. Like sudden target acquisition, where you're given 2 targets at once. Your brain really wants to just aim at the center of mass, right? And logically, the center of mass for 2 people is right between them. So those shots tend to really have a low percentage win rate. I think at some point the penny's going to drop and they're going to start, going on some custom maps where like you get several players at once and you have to pick a target fast. Aimbots doesn't really count. Yeah.
Bring the triple take from Apex Legends and just shoot 3 of people at once.
There you go. But yeah, that was the half, and we're gonna be seeing how the second one pans out. Well, Shane on the top fragging position for the server, of course. as well as getting the entries, so they're even impact frags as well. And Stomp seems to be doing well on the AWP, so things looking up for the Izako Boars. The Polacks, they're going to try and win this pistol round, but Copenhagen Flames, they want it too. Nikodos and Asilian on utility duty. Couple smokes, couple flashes, just enough for a B takedown.
Hit for CUD. Dives in towards his B site. They'll be able to recover it, and it's over by Forrest, somehow still alive in all the carnage, but not for much longer, as Yabi will end his suffering. 2-for-1 trades go the Copenhagen Flames' way as they'll get themselves a bomb planted, and that'll be both the pistols winning this map so far. The one and only getting towards the apartments. That's a great kill onto Nico Dawson. That opens up the avenue for retake, but with his teammates all getting murdered in towards the market, it leaves Tau 1 versus 3. Gets a second kill for himself, but that's not going to be enough as he's instantly traded out, and it is 8-8. Copenhagen Flames tie up the game and get a strong start on this T side as well, which is a bit of a win condition for them on this first map, I fear, as I suspect the Izako Boars will probably lock down a lot of the CT gun rounds.
They sure will. So you got to make this early advantage count as much as possible.
As well, when you consider now the fact, when you consider now the fact that Copenhagen Flames have won both the pistol rounds, they're still sit like 8-8.
Yeah.
shows that they were struggling quite a bit on the
exactly
on the gun rounds.
Izako Boars got their number all day as the Shane gets one onto Yabi, though they did earlier on lose their scout player in Stomp. So that's going to be the 2 opening kills going for the Copenhagen Flame side with When in return. And the Deegs, well, the flank is not strong enough. Suhi couldn't get it done, and there's like 3 players encroaching on his position now. He might get severely punished for his overextension, and they do just that. And now where do you go? Because you can pick between A and B, plant the bomb wherever you want, but the CTs, they haven't really given any kind of indication as to where they are, and they're not even going to be sticking together. Splitting up, as the 4 versus 1 should be easy pickings here. But maybe one of these players can get a surprise kill. Tao even has the scout. He picked it up from Stomp's body.
There's potential for a kill or 2 here for the Boars. Still not quite landing shots through smoke. It does pull Modi off the plant. He decides to go for something a little bit safer. He's a little bit wary about those shots ringing through. But he just went for the safe option. Fair enough. As Izako Boars will just save that Galil and a scout, which is pretty decent carrying into the next round. Obviously, they're not going to have any sort of buy coming through. It would have just been USPs for them, maybe a P250 or 2. But yeah, for sure, having the Galil, a scout, some armor, and they can drop over these 2 Deagles as well that they've got in their back pocket. So you're going to have quite a bit of a force buy here. 2 rifles, 2 Deagles. Could still cause some.
Then you have a lot left
damage.
over for utility, you know.
No,
this
you
is
don't. No. You eco this one, surely. Don't even play those games, Sermon.
Nah, you drop the Deagles to your boys. No. That's like 4 weapons. You get another Deagle on another guy, and you have a lot of utility to invest into it. Let's see if the pros agree with me, Dan. Let's see how this one shakes out,
just be quiet, Sermon. Don't try and spread your lies and deceit in this Twitch chat. There's no way you ever go for a force buy off the back of that, especially when Copenhagen Flames had 4 players surviving.
Well, there you go. No buy off the back of it. It was just the weapons redistributed amongst the people. As we'll be seeing just a standard mid-take here with really them sort of terminating toward B pretty soon, but there's a couple of players here to hold them back. Shane with a double. The boosted player doesn't get anything, but at least he draws fire for Shane. He's looking for a third, but won't even find it in the end. A 3 versus 3 scenario now, as the bomb should get planted, and Madi is already deep into kitchen, and this MAC-10 should be melting them like butter. Cash register noises echo out as he farms up some money. And Tao was a little overzealous there, a little elephant stomping a little bit, you know.
Gets triple shots from Shane though.
Oh, that second headshot. All day, please.
That's just what you're aiming for in this round, though. A couple bits of damage. Get yourself a slightly easier time of things. Just try and minimize as much economy as you can for the Copenhagen Flames. I mean, you've got Nodios 6k, Modi almost 8k. The rest of the team are all less than $1,500. Yabi only has $50, so certainly a bit of a mixed bag of cash for them. But Suhi does find an opening kill now that the Izako Boars have the guns out.
So how can Copenhagen Flames even get back from a man disadvantage here? How does it start? Because it certainly doesn't start by... The what?
Nico's up, perhaps?
Yeah, but I don't think it starts with Nodios peeking out of Palace. He was held by the AWP there. He's just going to be taking the aggressive angle to make sure no one pushes in. But meanwhile, the push down middle should continue. And that's where Nikoto's op can do some damage. But yeah, that MAC-10 from underground can't even hold the angle. Has to go aggressive. And Stomp, I'm surprised he didn't spot him through this gap in the smoke, but it's definitely different on his screen. We're not seeing a full representation here of what's going on. As, okay, short presence has been taken. They gotta hurry up before the smoke clears. Stomp can go for the peak, but he's scared by Yabi, and he won't be doing any such things. As the Copenhagen Flames side, they're running out of time. 30 seconds left, and they're trying to execute onto this A site, but Stomp is holding them back. Gets the first kill as does Shane into the window, and this attack is falling apart at the knees. Yabi trying to save it, though. Gets the initial, and even the second, potentially, onto Shane. There we go. 15 seconds left to plant the bomb, and now the CT, suddenly, they had such an advantage going for them. They can't even go in and... Well, they're going to try and retake this, but they can't prevent the bomb plant for sure.
That Molotov, though, it forces Yabi into an uncomfortable position. Nodios is on the salvaged AWP for just a brief moment now, and it's brief enough for still to find a kill, as Bialy's now left alone 1 versus 2. And Yabi, 3 kills from the round. What a round to step up to the plate there for the young Danishman.
That double that came out of connector was huge, and then, yeah, the Nodios' shot onto stairs. That pretty much sealed the deal. A 2 versus 1 scenario for the CT. Quite hopeless as Yabi picks up the final frag. And there we go. 11-8, the scoreline. And the Izako Boars saving their money, staying on 2K. A half buy ensues. A couple of Deagles and a Scout. A couple of armors as well, but not that many as, well, we're going to be going into what looks to be a mid-take. Quite confident as Suhi just can't stop him with the Scout.
And this should be 12 for Copenhagen Flames. Although Shane finding an opening kill, again with that Deagle towards short, makes things a little bit more interesting. In the 4-on-5, he takes a lot of damage. Could get finished off by a HE grenade that a couple of these Copenhagen Flames players do possess. How? You're going to get caught in ladder room. They're right underneath the vent. Nodios is above him, and right now they're just eluding each other. This is one of those things that angers me so much. It makes me so anxious when two players are so close but yet so far. I think Tao has now just dropped into underground. I'm not sure if he was heard doing that, but Modi seems to be looking back to check, and I think he will collect him, yes. Good presence there to check that and take down the player who's going for a bit of a flank. Now Copenhagen Flames actually going to backtrack and hit towards this A bomb site after they pulled all the rotations towards A.
A bit scary, right? Because you don't know if all of these rotations are in fact at B or not. It's just a walk into A with like 3 players. You might get like surrounded. You might get crossfired. Some guy could, with the Deagle, can just get a 3K randomly. I've seen it all before, Dan. It's a scary prospect, but they make it work. It was an empty bomb site. They had a feeling all the rotations were pulled toward B. Yeah. As CTs will get cleaned up now. Only 1 kill secured so far, as the economy of Copenhagen Flames will be doing quite nicely after this round, assuming they don't lose that many more players.
East side looking pretty good so far for the Flames.
Unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Or does Izako Boars' CT side not look that good? Can't decide which.
Could be, but haven't seen much from well, haven't seen enough to tell fully. I think,
Exactly.
obviously, Izako Boars, this next going round for them is going to be so crucial. If you don't pick this one up, it's going to be 14-8 before you get another buy through. And that is such a turnaround required. That's going to need 6 rounds in a row to tie this game up. And if you want to take it in regulation, you need 8 rounds in a row and not make any mistakes. So they have the double up set up, Stomp and Tau. And we're wielding them. Stomp goes for that short jump. He's going to be spawning through a little bit of a gap in that short smoke, giving himself a bit of time to fire off a shot if need be. But right now, nobody's going to be peeking him. And it's all calm across the battlefield as it's 5-on-5 now. A bit of utility comes in. Tau needs to be a bit careful. He takes so much damage from that molly, down to 50.
Yeah.
He's a very tender target now.
Not a good spot to be in. Now these terrorists, well, they have barely taken any map control. Basically just T-spawn and, well, they got a player ready to pounce underground. With the bomb rotating into B apartments, I can't imagine what they're thinking here. A fake toward A, perhaps, and execute onto B later on. All very possible. As if the 3 players execute onto the A bomb site and they get at least a kill, that should be resulting in quite a few rotations. I wonder if they're going to keep going with this. So many flashes, so many smokes and nades. They're going to be pushing forward, but Madi pushing immediately right after the fake is transpiring on A. They have no idea where the attack is coming from now, the CT sides, but they can just hold on to their respective bomb sites easy peasy. The terrorists are at a number disadvantage, Dan, as Shane finds a double kill. And that's only Nodios left alive. I'm not sure I was a fan of that round.
Well, that was actually pretty nice for Izako Boars. They pushed forward with both of the AWPs into a more aggressive angle that Copenhagen Flames not ready to flash off or anything. You can see neither of the AWPers were even really afflicted with any sort of flashbang or anything. As Nodios is going to try and get the bomb planted, but with a player towards the ramp. Oh, okay. He's faked that he's going for the plant, hoping to bait someone into the peak, but just has to save this AK now. They have lots of cash, but yeah, with Izako Boars pushing aggressive with an AWP towards close ramp and one towards the balcony on B, they catch out those 2 opening kills. I think maybe if Copenhagen Flames had concentrated their assault into just one of the sites, there would have been the ability for that refrag to come through and potentially roll off that into the other site. But when you lose 2 opening picks, one on either side of the map, it's sort of it's a tough round to it's a tough round to try and overcome that.
No faking shenanigans in this one. Straight up execute should be coming in, but they didn't really do their due diligence to bait the utility out of the CTs beforehand, dispensing quite a few of their smokes. Not that many left on the Ts now, just 1 actually, with a triplet of Molotovs there to help out and a lot of flashes. I'm wondering how they're going to be pulling off a site take with only that kind of utility. Especially now that they've given up palace control, it looks like, I don't know what the Copenhagen Flames are doing, actually. I mean, they're going to be sneaking on back toward B. They don't really need smokes to take that bomb site, so maybe that's the advantage they're hoping to get, but that final smoke, where's it going to fall? Middle? Window?
Also, they could go to like a mid-window and split in towards B, something like that.
Still, you're leaving connector completely exposed, though.
Or even, well, you could just smoke the short push, which blocks off connector and the sort of mid-window. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's definitely something doable, but they're not doing that. They're going toward the A side still. Stomp from the CT end gets it done, and Tau even helps out with the aggressive angle taken toward ramp, leaving only the 2 mid players left alive. And I think they should have gone with your idea, Dan. The B takes seem to be way more doable. Only 2 players there. Oh, but Dakota's answers back with a couple of kills. Not going to matter, of course, in the grand context of this round, but it is going to be cutting off the Izako Boars economy a little bit. It's not in a bad shape. It's certainly flourishing, and that's going to be stinting it a little bit. But man, these 2 shots from Stomp, I mean, that's why you need utility to take the A bomb site. I would have preferred if they went B, honestly.
Economy for Copenhagen Flames starting to run a little bit dry. Nikodos can drop over Yabi, and they should be fine to get a revive through if they do want to. Or they could go for a bit of a min buy and just fully invest in the next. Allow Izako Boars to 11. Up to them. We'll see what they decide to do. As look at the scoreboard. Shane, 19 kills for him. On par with Nodios on that Copenhagen Flames side. Both of them racking up the kills. Nodios has only died 8 times. How have you done that?
How's that possible?
How's he only died 8 times?
It's been 23 rounds. Yeah, well, game time is a hell of a thing, I guess.
That's mental.
Yeah, I didn't know James was standing in for their side today, but, everything's possible. The graphics were wrong, I guess, as we'll be taking a bit of a pause here. Probably something technical, given the fact that it's been going on for so long.
Yeah, tactical pauses have the timer at the top. Technicals don't.
Yeah, so hopefully they don't have any major problems here and we can resume the game. But looking at the scoreboard a little bit, like the 8 deaths aside for Nodios, right, who's clearly been just playing very passive into the late rounds and getting, that nice double. No, wait, we saw that nice double with Nikodos. I got my first letter N players mixed up. But, playing passively, getting the kills late in the round, 19 kills, that's what's going to do it for you. Shane, however, he's got 19 of his own on the Izako Boars side. 15 deaths for him. He's not James timing at all. He's doing the exact opposite. Most kills of anyone, really. He's tied for first place with a couple people.
Surprised CU he's been quite absent right now for the Boars. He's been generally pretty strong for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see him struggling right now on Mirage.
Well, it's a shame that Bialy's not doing much better either.
Yeah, but Bialy's a stand-in. So
I know,
sort of
but
let him off.
A stand-in of his caliber, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
professional PUBG player himself, Bialy, gracing us with his presence.
Yeah, I mean, there was a game the other day from Izako Boars rather on, and on one of the maps, Dust 2, he ended up like 0-13 in the first half or something. So as long as he's doing better than that, can't complain. And certainly he's not doing terrible. 9-13. Yeah, maybe you say a couple more frags would be nice, but at least he's still doing better than one of the main Izako Boars players. So
there you go.
Yeah. Not go pointing fingers, shall we?
Nah. Also, I retract the earlier spicy line I used where I said he was a professional PUBG player. Obviously, back in the day, he got some flack for it. For playing quite a lot of PUBG in his off time. But it's his off time. He can do what he wish. Not every player can be as simple that just fucking grinds like, I don't know, 12 plus hours a day.
Well, I mean, we're grinding, 11 hours a day of casting at the moment.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than playing, Dan.
Yeah.
We're getting the easier end of the deal here.
As long as you take care of your voice.
Exactly. That's why I got this Earl Grey tea that's making me feel quite ill, to be honest. Not sure if I should be drinking this on an empty stomach.
I don't know. I've never really tried myself.
You're British and you never tried Earl Grey.
No, I meant drinking on an empty stomach with Earl Grey. I know not to do that with alcohol. That's a given.
That is absolutely right, especially before you're supposed to be casting. I mean,
yeah, I just hope people haven't noticed yet today.
Well, no one's ever mentioned it in chat, so I think we should be good.
You know, actually, I have to in my own Twitch chat. I have the banned word drunk. I have drunk banned as a word because people always ask me, "Are you drunk?"
Are you drunk?
I wasn't.
Of course
to be
not.
clear, but like on broadcast, people would ask me, "Are you drunk?" And so in my Twitch chat, I had it as a bad word, and the Fozzabot gets very angry at you if you say it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Got to defend your honor in that sense.
Yeah. Waiting for the one time we'll actually be drunk and they'll be right, but oh dear.
Man, I heard quite a few Twitch, dings, as it were. The sounds that come in that they're talking to each other, but doesn't seem to be helping out. Usually is the sign that a game is about to go live. Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Bit of a restart going on.
And it did look
Match
like
medic coming in hot.
Moddy was going for a bit of a buy. Look, it looked like they were going to go for a bit of a partial buy to around 2.5k, and then full buy in the next, which I think is probably the correct call in this situation. The conservative route rather than the Labour one.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't know you voted Tory.
I didn't.
All right, controversial question then before we get into the next one. Who'd you vote for, Dan?
In my constituency, Lib Dems.
There you go.
Yeah.
I vote for the Pirate Party myself.
I would have voted for Count Binface, but unfortunately he's only in the London-ish constituency, so unfortunately in the north we can't vote for him.
Isn't it Commander Buckethead?
No, he's
Lord
now,
Buckethead.
It was Lord Buckethead. He's now Count Binface, I believe.
Oh, okay.
He's had a bit of an identity swap. I think
That's
I prefer Lord Buckethead in all honesty. I think as a political member, Lord Buckethead would have been
Plus,
it's more up to more
international. Like you translate that story, and Americans like, what the hell is a bin face?
Yeah.
They don't know what bins are. They call them like trash cans. But no, the Pirate Party is not like a fake thing.
I know.
It's a real one, and mostly just advocates for libertarian ideals. I think. I don't know. They say stuff, and I agree with all of it, which is the exact opposite that all other parties do for me. So
we also have the Green Party, which was supposed to be pretty good, but it ended up being pretty much nothing. So
yeah. Just like the Brexit Party when they started getting YouTubers in.
Oh yeah,
that was a meme and a half right there.
It's worked, hasn't it? Because we've got Brexit. Either way, we're going to Brexit from you for a little bit, Twitch chat, and we'll be heading to a short technical break while the issues are resolved on the server. But stay with us because we'll be right back with all of the action.
No more politics.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday.
choppers. Better took those risks. Cold blood in my fists, we fire starters. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could ties. Look in my eyes, I'm on the rise. motion. A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
So rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pill that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the light won't scare us falling. So rise up. Way too great to be landed. Rise up. Way too great to be standing.
They never gonna stop us, fly by them like choppers. Better tuck those wrists, hold one of my fists, we fire starters. Let's go. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look at my eyes, I'm on the rise.
I've paid the price. You don't wanna carry me no more. You don't wanna stare into my core, make me whole. And you can't fix all the fissures in my form. So paint me a picture with your warmth and let me go. Is it so wrong to wanna hold on, to wanna go through the motions? Oh God, I wanna turn back time with my whole heart so long. If only you could stay the night. I've paid the price. I don't want your sympathy no more. I just wanna sink into your soul and make you whole. I swear you'd say nothing of the sort, but I don't wanna run from what was born before the throne. Before the ghost, before we go apart and float and blood alone again. I know we can, I know we can, I know we can repair. Is it so wrong to wanna hold on, to wanna go through the motions? Oh God, I wanna turn back time with my whole heart so long. If only you could stay the night.
a stranger close to me. Just one look and I knew better. Promise sights I've never seen. Once a mistake was just foolish. Come to you, I'm so naive. Whatever you say, I'll do it.
And welcome back. We are back in the server. There's a dead guy in spawn. That's fine. That's Shane's body. We now have Hyper, who's joining this Izako Boars lineup to try and complete this matchup. Shane was having a lot of ping issues, and we want to get this back underway for you guys. So, Copenhagen Flames, 12 to 10. Body's just going to go yeeting out of the window. And that's an opening kill. Hyper's had a baptism by fire into this game. I wonder if that was planned by Copenhagen Flames. Maybe expected him to be over in that location. As Moddy just going to run and gun with that MAC-10.
Yeah, quite a trial by fire here. Straight into it as they do attack this B bomb site. A 3 versus 3 retake, however, was Nikodos is knocked down to 10 HP. No bomb plant just yet. That's what the CTs are waiting for. Smokes are going to be giving them some maneuverability space, though. Look at Bialy all the way up close. Finds the kill onto Asilian. That's 2 more T's to find with the bomb ticking away. 30 seconds is plenty of time to work with, as Apartments does have no Dios here on the balcony area, and he might just catch Bialy off guard. That he does. A 2 versus 2 now, as Nikodos' position is still known. They also know he's low HP, and they're going to take care of him quite easily. Only 1 left. That's going to be no Dios in the Apartments, and he actually gets the double sort of shot off with the Deagle, but he can't prevent the bomb plant. No one can. It goes down, and Izako Boars win the round with 2 stand-ins, Dan.
Yeah. But for the Copenhagen Flames, it was a limited buy-up. They were keeping their cash in their back pockets for this next round, so they can get everything they need. Nikodos with the AWP, 4 AKs, all the utility they need, and plenty of time as well. There's minute 40 out on the clock. They're going to be hitting in towards this A site. Tau could have hit that shot, could have given the Izako Boars an advantage, but instead they'll be locked out at this A bomb site. Bomb will be planted, and a retake is required.
That's a bit of a blunder from Tau. You're supposed to get them as they entry onto you, especially if they don't smoke you out. Like they did Stomp. He can't look at Connector at all. Swift nade into... Oh no, another miss! Onto the stairs. It's okay, Suki does pick him up. 5 versus 4, make that a 4 versus 3 now as the kills get exchanged. The Palace player died, but 1 more remains as Yabi will have to spray into the smoke and he can't find the diffuser. That bomb is gone. It's all the way in bomb heaven. Nodios and Asilian stay alive, but the ninja is strong.
You can't find the diffuser, you are a loser. An old spin.
Unfortunate.
A new spin on an old tail, I guess, that one. But 12 on the board for the Izako Boars, and a nice retake coming through there. Obviously 5v5, this is from that prior round. Nodios of the Deagle towards Apartments, not quite able to get enough done with it. And Yabi sprayed just a little bit off, can't find the player inside. The smoke goes right to the left. Needed to cha-cha real smooth.
That he did. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing how they can counter this one. I don't know, man. Tao, he's been doing good so far. Was a bit surprised that he missed like 2 quite critical shots there. They still win the round in the end, but as the A anchor, you're supposed to get those entries, especially if they don't smoke you off right. So a little bit disappointed in him, but hopefully he won't be doing this anymore. Though, for those of you that are still confused in the chat, Hyper has been added as a stand-in because Shane's ping was 150. So, you know, we had to take care of that. Had to nip that in the bud. And we could have just waited for another half hour, but you guys wouldn't be too happy with that.
And of course, if you're wondering as well, Hyper is the coach for the Izako Boars. So, yeah, give him
Hyper.
That's a classic tune.
Classic scooter, dude. Ooh, Bialy just narrowly misses out there. Maybe he's lucky. The op would have probably taken care of him in those B apartments as they plan to attack the B bomb site. Middle taken, and the push towards short should be coming in hot. But Stomp, knowing that it's getting a bit hot in there, gets out. Maybe he can hold from the site with that AWP. But Yabi, meanwhile, he's heading towards short. And there you go. The op of Stomp already taking care of business. This flank from Yabi is everything. And he's already finding the rotations, not the kills onto the site itself, however, which is going to mean that these terrorists are not actually going to be full sending it toward B anymore. A 4 versus 3 situation is still quite doable if they regroup on middle or split A or something to that effect.
It'll be interesting to see if Hyper can help push Izako Boars across the line in this first map. Obviously, quite a detriment to the Izako Boars lineup because Shane was doing good work. Shane was doing really good work for this Izako Boars side, and now, obviously, I'm sure Hyper won't mind me saying, bit of a downgrade for them in terms of just raw power. Obviously, he's a coach, he's a mastermind rather than an aimer, so we'll see if he can bring some more tactics to the lineup mid-round, but we'll see the Copenhagen Flames finding all the kills towards B. They just completely wipe out the site. I couldn't believe my eyes for a moment there, as that leaves the one and only all on his lonesome. Really is living by his moniker. 1 versus 3, and I think just been spotted out there by Nico Dos. Never mind, or Nodios rather. But firing off that shot definitely alerts them. So he's just going to back away. Save this AWP. Copenhagen Flames will find 13.
And I think they're going to be hitting that B bomb site as much as possible, knowing that Hyper plays there, right?
Yeah, it's going to be...
That's the new meta right now. How many people do they end up stacking on B before it's not worth it anymore?
Yeah, it might be. I mean, if you're Izako Boars side, it might be worth switching up where Hyper's playing each round. It maybe unsettles your players a little bit in terms of just not having consistency, but I feel like
you can't put them
Copenhagen
in certain
Flames,
positions like CT, right?
Unless Hyper is able to get like a couple kills in a round and just help shut down a take, just anything to maybe deter Copenhagen Flames, they're just going to keep abusing this side, and it's tough to say that, but obviously Copenhagen Flames are going to try and win this by any means necessary in this situation. So it looks like, again, B site going to be a point of contact. And again, Hyper is over in that location. Just a deagle to his name as they've fully invested alongside that AWP. And it's a 2 stand-ins actually over towards B right now, Bialy and Hyper.
Yeah, it's B's kind of where you put them, but, you know, it's Copenhagen Flames, they're aware of this fact, and they're going to be exploiting it to the best of their ability. Bialy already going down, Hyper following suit. That's going to be a 3-man retake for the B bomb site, but obviously not doable as Suki. Oh, dear. Yeah, he tries to find the corner there to play inside. Doesn't find it in the end. Couldn't run away fast enough.
Maybe if you jumped up on the couch. But...
The couch is also flammable, Dan. It just catches fire and keeps, like, burning you by extension.
Unless it's a level 1, then it's flame retardant.
There you go.
Keep your home safe from fires, buy leather.
It's nice and moist.
When you sit down on it with a sweaty ass.
Yeah.
It does get very moist.
Yeah, you don't want that for your, like, main sort of office chair. Those nice leather ones, those are exclusively for meetings and nothing else. It's, if you want to actually have a daily driver chair, you get one of those meshy things.
I have a very nice fabric office chair. It is very, very comfy, and the heating is on. That is very warm by my leg, but yeah, it's a very comfy chair. I've had it for a year or so now. Done me good. It's much better than a gaming chair, I'll say that.
Oh yeah, those are not the best at the best of times, but you know what is the best? Copenhagen Flames not going B, expecting them to stack it. But look at this. The stack is on A instead.
Yeah.
This is some 9-dimensional chess right here that they're playing. Suki, come on. You got this. He looks away. No, Suki, come on. You had him all the way up close. That's going to be 2 entries for the Copenhagen Flames. As the Pistols have picked up a couple of kills, but that's going to be everything, I'm afraid. Hyper, the last man alive. And now we can sort of look at him under the microscope and judge his every mouse movement. Dan. Oh, there you go.
He's on the board.
Let's go. Coach.
If he clutches
Tag me
this,
in, coach.
let's go. Man, let's clutch
Oh yeah,
this.
if he clutches this is just actually epic, but likely not going to
Ooh.
happen given that he's the
Ooh.
coach. 30 seconds left on the bomb, no utility to work with, and no kit. So not looking terribly likely, I'm afraid. But he's looking for players that are in the open, and well,
I
Yabi
wanted that.
certainly was ready for him. Yeah, but he has no kit, Dan.
Yeah.
No nades to work with.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can make this happen, I'm afraid.
True. Slow-mo of his USP kill. Love to see it. But obviously difficult. Not really had any time to warm up or anything. He's been sat in the server talking to his team, and now he has to play. That's just how it is. Unfortunate, but hopefully for the second map we'll be able to see Hyper back. Unfortunately, it may cost.
Not Hyper
I
back.
think it's. Sorry, we'll be able to see Shane back. However, with Sweehy finding it open, they might just be able to stay alive a little bit longer on Mirage. I think. I don't want to say it, but I feel that maybe this ping issue might have just cost Izako Boars their map pick here. And
It may have, yes. And their good win percentage is certainly going to be suffering because of it. So that's going to be obviously unfortunate. And given the fact that the next map is the Copenhagen Flames' pick of Nuke, we may be seeing a 2-0 here unexpectedly, Dan.
Yeah.
This would be heartbreaking if technical issues got in the way, but hey, it is what it is, as they say. And what this is a execute with a man down, of course. Still trying to get that bomb down, though. And default seems to be a safe place to put it down. But as soon as those smokes cleared, the retake is on. And even before that, the initial frag comes through. Tao looking at the back, making sure he isn't getting flanked. And that was the one in, I think, the Copenhagen Flames had into this round. Now it has to be the players on the front lines that go huge. And that's just not likely to happen. Only Yabi left alive. And with 16 HP, he does get taken down by Suhi.
Nice work from Siyuhi and Tao. They get it done. I was gonna say as well, Shane being one player who has ping issues as well is such a horrible situation for the Izako Board because he was having a great game, and well, I mean obviously if you say like maybe Bialy has a tech issue, you bring in Hyper for that you maybe could still be looking at a pretty even sort of matchup in terms, but
Certainly so.
yeah, losing Shane is a tough one, and that means that these Izako Boars players are going to have to step up to the plate and try and force this one into OT right now. 15-13, 2 more rounds required to secure that OT for the Izako Boars. Anything else, and they've lost their map pick.
Well, let's see how this one shakes out. B meta is thoroughly out of fashion. And they're trying to take middle now. The initial kill comes through on this pivotal round. Copenhagen Flames might be getting it done right here, right now, on 4 kills away from getting it to 16. As they retreat from middle, only to sort of waffle around on top mid for a little while, waiting to see the CT's response, I suppose. They do have a player in B apartments, but nothing really else to work with here, so probably going to be a B split with Asilian sort of playing lurk later into the round. Perhaps keeping one player on mids just to keep their eyes out for rotators. And there you go, catwalk presence. A push toward B should be coming in. And we're going to be seeing some utility thrown and some terrorists run in as Hyper has to hold them back here. The coach from the ladder room gets the first but lets the others pass, as that was the main line of attack, and Nakodos even stays on short, getting rid of Hyper as a potential threat later into the round as just Yuki and Stomp left, and they can't retake this site. No way, no how. Copenhagen Flames have done it on the first map. I think this is going to 16-13.
Wouldn't that be horrible if Hyper's the only one who gets a kill in the final round for the Izako Boars, and that is the way it does fall. So, 16-13, Copenhagen Flames steal away the Izako Boars map pick, and that could set us up for a very quick 2-0 for the Flames.
Exactly. We'll be seeing if that transpires, however, as we come back on the very next map. It is going to be Nuke. You guys should stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be getting Shane back into the game. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Take care.
Feel free to talk.
Boss, we've done all as you said.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, boss. Everything like you asked. It's in my car, boss.
I'm surprised. You're actually good for something. So, where is it, Brady?
Here, in the trunk.
What the fuck is that? You fat Irish prick. You're supposed to bring me a coat, not a skinny animal kid. Where is LOOT.BET code I asked it for?
Well, he wasn't talking.
Are you out your mind, Brady? Because I swear I put your brain to sleep. He's ain't talking because his fucking mouth is closed.
So, maybe I should open it.
Oh, don't kill me, please. I tell you everything. God is loot, loot. I'm young. I don't wanna die.
Boss, code is loot.
Oh my god, idiot. Fuck, I surrendered by idiots.
Hey, kid. Sorry about that.